I love Chicago because the food.
Facts.
The bond that we have with each other, just in general. Like, yeah, sometimes it could be, you know, violence or whatever, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm most comfortable in Chicago. And it's so ironic to say because, you know, the reputation that Chicago has on other cities is just like, I feel comfortable when I'm at home, you know what I'm saying? At a party, sometimes. It depends on what time it is.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's the reason why I love Chicago, because I grew up here, it's my home.
Does it ever discourage you to like drop songs and like you say, you have people that give you great feedback, but at the same time, that feedback isn't turning into money, I would say.
Right.
So does that kind of like make you say, I don't know if I really want to do this?
Why? Cause it ain't much money that's like...
Nah, just because it takes time to build, you know what I'm saying, any type of career, you know, but you got people nowadays that utilize TikTok and they blow up off of one song, so...
I definitely find it hard, especially right now. Well, honestly, it's all the progress. Like you said, it takes a long time especially in the music industry. Like, it's really hard. But I'm definitely trying to get blown up on TikTok. I'm trying to, like, you know, your presence on social media right now is definitely imperative to have. Even though, like, I'm one of them people, like, people definitely want to have, like, a detox from social media. Because after a while, your brain is fried from just watching a whole lot of nonsense. But as long as your timeline is good of, like, what you really want to learn from, because I know my timeline, I try to keep it, like, about singing and songwriting and just new music in a whole, just to know, like, what's out there, what I'm competing with. So social media, it's hard.
How much new music do you find from social media?
I find a lot. I'm one of those people that will put you on to some new people. I definitely be trying to put my producer on to, like, new stuff just so he could, like, hear what's out there or whatever. But I definitely listen to a whole lot of underground R&B artists.
Being a singer, how often do you, like, just play with your sound or experiment with your sound? In the beginning, I'll say like 2 years ago, even now, but 2 years ago, I was really trying to, like, play around with my voice to see, like, how comfortable, just to find my voice. Like, how comfortable my bad, I'm just, like, tongue twisting, but how comfortable I am with the voice that I have. Because I think when I first got into the studio, like the booth or whatever, I was, like, trying to sound like Beyonce, trying to sound like Jasmine Sullivan, and then, like, listening back, it's just like, okay, I'm not sounding like these people. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? So it just came to me, like, I had to realize, like, I gotta, like, find my voice, build my voice. Like, what stands out from other singers, and, like, really go with that. So I still try to, like, figure out how I could tweak my voice here and there on a beat or whatever, because I sometimes rap too. So I like to, like, jump genres as well, just because that's what it is now. I feel like if you're not versatile, you're not really gonna stand out. So I had a producer that I interviewed this morning. His name was The Letter L Beats, and he spoke on that, doing everything that you possibly could do as far as music goes, because you never know when a time calls for you to be that person that you need to be. Yep. You might not have direct access to this person or that person. Sometimes you got to step into those shoes. How important was it for you to find that producer and lock in with that producer?
Well, I definitely didn't want to just, like, jump into any recording studio, just because I just didn't want my experience with, like, making music be bad for, like, the first impression. But I was working at a nursing home, and I don't know how, but my coworker of mine just asked me, like, Jana, do you like sing or rap or whatever? Do you want to, like, be on my song? And I was just like, how do you know that? So he brought me to a studio out in Gary. It's called Rebellious Star Music Recording Studio. Shout out to Awesome, the producer. I went out there 2019. I hopped on my coworker's song, and I was like, at that time, I was rapping, like, really hard, and that day just made me realize, like, I'm not that type of rapper. Like, I'm somebody that sing and rap rather than, like, hardcore rap. But
I like the studio, I like the setup or whatever. The quality of the track was really good. So I'm like, yo, I gotta come back and see how it is for like my music. Like see how it I feel like I was ready. So ever since then, like when I heard Winning Season, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to nobody else. Like this dude, he's gonna help me find my voice.
Explain like how you created your name, your artist name.
Jana Ghee, that's basically like a Chicago thing. Cause you know, we all call each other like G's, what up G? In school, people be like, what up Jana Ghee? Like what's going down? Like all that stuff. And I'm like, I low-key like the sound of that. And like my best friend Dad, he always called me like, Jana Ghee, what's going on? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. So it's just been with me since middle school. So
it's a nickname that just stuck.
Yep.
Shout out to the nicknames out here. Because
yes.
I tell people, you can't create your own nickname. Like, I try to create my own nickname. It just don't work, you know? People, it got to be something that people just call you by, and then sometimes it just randomly stick. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to your nickname being created.
Yep. Shout out to Chicago. That's just really showed like the culture of Chicago in my name. So I think that's cool.
You know, a lot of people talk about how much hate it is in Chicago. So tell me why you love Chicago.
I love Chicago because we know how to have a good time.
Oh no.
I think it's that. It's really that. We know how to have a good time. We know how to I love Chicago because the food.
Facts.
The bond that we have with each other just in general. Like, yeah, sometimes it could be, you know, violence or whatever, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm most comfortable in Chicago. And it's so ironic to say because, you know, the reputation that Chicago has on other cities is just like, I feel comfortable when I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? At a party, sometimes. It depends on what time it is.
Yeah,
so that's the reason why I love Chicago because I grew up here. It's my home.
Man, Chicago gets such a bad rap.
Yeah.
Like you say, because of the violence, but at the same time, we have major artists that get on and then they get on major platforms and all they do is talk about the negative that comes with Chicago. I don't feel like we have enough people talking about the positive that come with Chicago. Like you can literally be in Chicago and need help from a stranger and they'll help you. No problem. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Chicago is a loving city. It's just, you know, sometimes you just don't like another person and it's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, it just be like that. Sometimes it's not even like beef. It's just like, I'm going to just keep my distance, you know. But, that's all I really got to say. With the music thing, definitely in Chicago, there's a whole lot of creativity with artists. Not even just like singing, but like poetry and painting and all that stuff. It's just so much that goes, so much creativity in Chicago. And I love it. It's always something to do. It's always somewhere to go. It's always someone to support.
Facts.
So, yeah.
What are some of the goals you have as far as like the music go?
Well, one goal for this year for me was to get as much visuals I could do for my music because I don't really have much music, which I just released a music video for one of my songs on Love Jane. It's called Beautiful Disaster. Just released a music video for that, and I like it. I love it. And I got another music video that's in the work right now too, but that's one of my goals, definitely like getting a whole lot of visuals and performing as well, which I done a lot of that last year. So like that's just me as an artist now. It became a lifestyle. So
let's talk Love Jane.
Love Jane.
Well, why Love Jane and what all went into the creating of this project?
Love Jane. The title is just basically like me just writing a letter or just me writing in my diary, and I'm just ending it with like Love Jane. I thought it was cute. I gave myself that nickname when I was in college, and nobody called me that. I think except for one person calls me that. They call me like Jane or whatever. But I thought it was a very cute name or whatever. But that album is basically, it showcased my love journey and the experience with love right now that I'm like manifesting, the love that I'm receiving, and the love that I would like to, you know, give out. Basically, that's really what it is.
Is it difficult to be like vulnerable through your music?
Sometimes, yeah, it's a little, I want to say I'm a bit shy when it comes to that. But I think there's one or two songs that's like my most vulnerable
song, and it just flew out of me when I was writing it. And yeah, I challenge myself to just speak my mind, like put my feelings into my songs, like for real, other than just like, just testing my songwriting skills. So yeah.
Do you feel like you putting like you into your music, do you think it helps other people connect with it more because it's coming from a real place?
I hope so. That's one of the goals as well, especially from like my first album called Owning My Magic. Basically, like the title itself is just me just owning who I am as an artist and just stepping into my glow. And a couple songs on there was very vulnerable, and a lot of people relate to them. And which I found that surprising in a way, but it was just like, it felt good to know that other people, feel the same way about certain things in life, so.